Welcome to day 440. The journey begins. Testing, testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. All right, let's get that started. I think our stream might have been, our audio might have been frozen a little earlier, but we'll see. Anyway, welcome to day 443 of the journey begins. We're in one of the tunnels under Overmorrow, working on this a little bit, and then we'll spend a little time working on the Dawn Bridge at Adventurer's Gate. We'll insert little details here and there in our spiel, but if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in chat. I'll do my best to answer. We're live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Trying to keep an eye on all the chat. Feel free to repeat a question if I miss something. Guidelines apply to kind of all languages, just being nice. And on that note, any language is allowed. Anything that I can Google Translate is, any language that I can Google Translate is fine. We're not exclusive like that. I mean, I really only fluently speak English, but if that's not your native language, you are welcome to speak your native language. Again, as long as I can translate it, that we can communicate. Out some of the stone here, raising it up to the height of that sandstone there. So that line's going to come all the way down this tunnel. So for now, we're just kind of clearing it out, getting the height where we want, so we can lay out some periodic rafters to get the roof height, so we know like where to stop and do our decorating, and then we'll maybe connect this to our string farm, our underground string farm as well. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Yeah, maybe we'll just do up and down a few times and try to do it in some segments. So I think that might work. So we'll do this for a couple minutes. We'll maybe half the stream, see how far we get, and then we'll do the other half. Working on tearing down Dawn Bridge, some the terraforming there, and yeah, we'll keep our stream to an hour today. We need to leave by then. Continue working on our other projects. Yeah, so that's our plan. So what else? Oh yeah, Overmorrow is our village at spawn. Stone we're using here or collecting here will incorporate into Haven's End, our city in the Nether. Haven's End is a lower level project, meaning that it is in the 1,000 block range, so it's 1,000 by 1,000. Overmorrow is more like the paragraph or book, maybe book, because it is 512 diameter and half a circle. So it would be 512 by what, 256? So one of the smaller projects. Oops. Okay. Yep. So that's our... Oh, thank you. So far, so good. Stream is holding out. Audio's holding out. All right. So let's light this area up. This other cave back here. This will help with spawns and keeping things from coming back and surprising us later. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the more we can do this, the more our zombie farm will be more efficient and our string farm, and just safer building underground. Okay. So not too big of a cave, so not bad, but enough that we could have had something spawn behind us. So, oh, and then there's something over here on this side. So, let's see. Oh, what else can we say? Oh, other policies that we'll mention, you know, all caps is fine. It's attention, not yelling. So let's dispel that. Oh, there we go. Let's grab stone. And we're going to need to lay down some scaffolding. How are we going to do that? 'Cause this would let us go up, but then we could probably do... here. All right, so let's yeah, that'll be enough. I think that'll be high enough that we can do that pretty easily. There. All right, so let's, yeah, this will let us do our height here and work here. So let's build this. Yeah, that'll work. And then it should fall. Oop. There we go. Let's dig down, and this will save us a little bit on scaffolding doing it like this. And yeah, so our goal here, these are gonna kind of lean into our Smugglers Guild kind of part of our story. Oh, so there is a tunnel up here too. Okay. Okay. What is up here? Oh, this must be one of those tunnels that we were exploring earlier. Okay. All right. So let's we'll do this little bit here, and then we'll hop down and we'll yeah. Do we have any space left? Yeah, let's pop in some of this stuff. Let's pop this in. All right, all right. Yeah, this would work. Yeah. So we're gonna need to clear out some of this, but it'd be easier to clear out from up there. Okay. Let's get as much of this cleared out as we can from the lower level. All right, all right. There we go. There we go. All right, all right. Figure out that. All right. Great. All right, so we're gonna come down here. All right. All right, and our streamer in the other ear was Elcor95, but it looks like they're raiding out to Griffin Prime. Let's see, where's our... Oh, hey, hey, how's it going? Working on any Minecraft projects yourself? Gravel out of here. How far do we want to go? Maybe 100 around here, right? Yeah. That'd be our line, okay. Yeah, 100 is just, Rice Wingfield. Realm itself is private for now. However, if you go to Linktree/MindTripMedia, you'll see a link to GitLab there, and we provide the world for download every 6 months. So you'll be able to grab the latest like December, January world backup if you want to use what we built so far and kind of create your own world with it. Our goal is kind of building a world for our story, but as we get a larger community, we'll kind of incorporate some ideas into what we build and make those available again every 6 months on GitLab. And we post periodic updates of what we're building on various online platforms, so you can find those on Linktree again. Flashmark. Right there. We're what, 20? Negative 100, so we're gonna go 130, maybe. Get that down, and okay, there we go. Using hope I'm pronouncing that right. So you're using Restream to stream to Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok. There's like a little bit of a waiting period, and the same on YouTube, but once I got through that, I could live to both YouTube and TikTok in addition to Twitch. There are, well, I can go live, but there are other still restrictions on the size of the or other advertising and on TikTok that I can't do yet. But eventually maybe we'll be entertaining enough to have 1,000 followers. How's your day going, by the way? And I've used Restream in the past, so I don't know if I know there are other tools out there, but it seems to be enough for what I'm using. I think Stream Elements has a multi-stream as well, but that would probably require the 1,000 followers. So yep. I think that the thing I would like to see on Restream is having some of the stream specific things, like being able to do tags on Twitch and like the hashtags and like that on YouTube. Some more specific platform settings. Right now with Restream, at least as far as I know, it's like title, description, and you can do a thumbnail image, which I think is what goes up on our YouTube pod. Did I? As we go. Got. Yeah, if there are any other questions, yeah, feel free to pop those in our stream setup or questions about the world in general. Our hand cam is of the Cyborg 2, so we haven't used a keyboard in Minecraft for a few years now. We've used joystick, the Tartarus 2 from Razer. We want to do the adaptive controller for Xbox and some Leap Motion and some Logitech buttons eventually and their pedals. Kind of exploring other ways we can play Minecraft without a keyboard. That's kind of what we're playing around with on the upper left hand. The two videos, slideshows, slideshow and picture are projects from Haven's End and then map of Haven's End. How far we've gotten with our slabs. We do want to clean up the background of our left-hand vertical column, as well as the content there. So we have a few ideas. Hopefully we can integrate those over the next couple months and make it look professional. I have an Arduino project, so I want to bring out some hardware visualization and some video of hardware and its output on there actually, but trying not to say too much without giving it all away just yet, or I know if we can implement. But that is the goal. Okay, let's go grab some of this stone that we knocked down. So another 4 or 5 minutes down here, and then over to on bridge. So yeah, so this comes through. Okay. So now, okay. I guess it won't matter too much if we dig a little bit past it on each side. So we'll be building our little vaulted ceiling. Yeah, so that works. Yeah, so we'll clear out some of this. A few passes here because we're not going to get all of this done. So let's maybe we can speed down this way. So we have the wall to the our back all off. Yeah, okay. Some of this, yeah, okay. Oh, we need a lot more to go with our bamboo so we can clear out some stuff. So since we have some sandstone on it, why don't we see how far we can bring that path? Okay. Clear out enough to lay down 39 sandstone. It's gonna, I think we get it to that opening here. Some torch down so we don't get any spawning. Yeah, we were close. Only off by what? 5? That. All right, there we go. Go down, grab some of our stone, drop it off. Same over here. We'll drop this back off at our experience farm and then that over. Get over to Dawnbridge for some more terraforming. Got it all? Okay. Get out of here. Head over. Terraforming. There we are. We took some of this to Haven's End already. So this is kind of our stockpile of stone that we're taking over there. Okay. Where's our sugar? Oh, looks like we have a follow on Twitch. Thank you, Julia XArt1. Put our sugar. Put it over here. Yeah, there it is. Okay, I see it. Just now getting the alert. Videos follow, but I thought we had set up. I'll have to check that out later. I think that was Stream Labs, but I think Stream Elements has some things to experiment with. Oh. Sugarcane needs the water on both sides, so I can't. That. Oh, oh yeah, those are out, so that'll be. Grab a little bit more sugarcane so we can make some paper. We have a stockpile of rockets, but to be able to make more, have a continuous stockpile. So I don't think paper, rockets. Well, it's not rockets. It's fireworks rocket. Oh, okay. So we're on the other side. We're gonna have to go. Yeah, that'll work because we have our gunpowder. This building here is our gunpowder farm. We just went straight. This is paper. We need for paper. It's just 3 straight shoot. Okay. I guess we could have just done that. Took all that paper. Now we'll go off a little bit of our gunpowder farm. So we have several layers of ice and buttons and trapdoors up there to kind of limit our spawns to the creepers. They fall down a central path here. So we took, what was it? I think it was a plan that Silent Whisper used that they got from somewhere else. And I modified it. Instead of coming down the sides, it sends it into a central tunnel. But probably not as efficient. Good enough for us. And then we use the slabs here, or slabs there, and the slabs here, so that we can kind of see what comes through to give it a little bit more cool element. And the inside of here is a handful of the pressure plates that will trigger, whenever one of them triggers, all of these, well, the observers see it, and then it powers all of these pistons. So it pushes whatever creeper ends up in there. Yeah, I see it kind of goes in a rough circle pattern. And then that pushes them down into there where they catch on fire with the soul sand, and eventually down here where we can, let's you in good shape? Okay, so you're in good shape. One of our golems in here. Yes, I walked across the fire, but I only see 2 and there were 3. Oh. There he is. But he was walking across the fire a bit. concerned if it... Okay. Let's up our rockets. Oh, we can do a lot of rockets. We can put paper in here. We can do... Oh, wow. Okay. Let's do... Let's drop it. Okay, there we go. Okay. Full set of rockets. All right, let's go. Let's head off. All right, so this path here is eventually going to be a bridge. We'll make it a little bit more dynamic. Calling it Dawn Bridge. That was our original name for Overmorrow, and I think we're just going to move that name, Bridge. And then that gate at the end is going to be more prominent as well, and that's going to be Treasure Gate. And this is going to be the only thing built north of the wall. So the torches here are we're gonna work into the story and kind of represent people who have adventured off into the north. Going with the idea of leading into the legend of adventuring off and not coming back, but we might change that in the future. Maybe they could come back and tales of the terrain that they've come across. I guess there could be talks of builds of it would be generated structures versus user generated built structures. So you could have like woodland mansions that are that is the plan for this. We need lots of stone for Haven's End. I think we've mentioned we're estimating that we're about 70% of the way done on the slabs, and then we'll start clearing out the netherrack, the TNT that we'll make from the TNT farm there, or the gunpowder farm. And we'll start building out buildings and kind of like this, collect some stone for another 10-15 minutes after we out. We've last year kind of cut back our stream, but once that's a lot of once we make affiliate, I think we'll go back to at least 2-hour streams on Saturdays and Sundays. Affiliate on Twitch. We'll try to extend that back to 2. Gotta throw in an extra hour during the likely. Dogs. We need to watch all of the Minecraft live, but the happy gas, I think, a good thing, and visual, call it shaders, I guess, the equivalent of a shader, which I think is a good middle ground. Mojang, as long as they don't continue to remove sand, as they've been doing. They've been on a track record of but going down a path of adding simplified root level of shader, whatever feature. And if you want something like ultra realistic, some other variation of that, modders, data pack makers should have something, ideally should have something that they can work. And then that Gen can add sand to the community and allow the community to add even more sand and make it a 100-year. My only qualms have been kind of catering ideas either to builder, adventurer, at the expense of others versus making it some kind of toggle and making use of the various gameplay modes. And particularly with mobile where back version, I think adding toggleability for a feature of like putting lanterns on forest plants or that, instead of hard coding it out, if you add it to configurable side, then you can allow players to do it without having to go back for. And you could expose it through mods, data packs. Some players you could make it Mojang could do it themselves through maybe say a hidden menu. Which I've mentioned this before. You have your easy, medium, and hard, and hardcore, and great, and whatnot, that are just basically predefined buckets of those settings, and then you can tweak them from there. Those can change while the game is running. Those have to but then help servers as well. You could choose whether you wanted like in the game. You could choose whether you wanted to turn it on and off while the game is running. Some things like the general idea is to there's enough talented people at Mojang that could do it. Right, and if anyone has any questions about our streaming setup or what we're trying to build here, any language that we can Google Translate as well. The general guidelines will all languages, just nice and constructive and helping us build a positive teaching, learning, sharing, building, inspiring, that kind of stuff. No, spiders are scared of pillow. Skeletons are afraid of dog. Creepers are afraid of cats. I feel like phantoms are afraid of something. I just can't remember off the top of my head. Is it also cats? Oh yeah, we were 10 minutes. Taking it down to 67. That's just kind of a magic number for this world. It happens to be the level, I guess the y-axis that we came out in the nether in our very first portal of the world. So yeah, so our very first nether, I guess, that we built in the garden temple when we came out in the nether was 67. So the foundation of Haven's End is also 7. And so that's kind of our magic number. And we'll build up and down from there, but that's kind of where we take things down to have our starting point, and then okay, so we're gonna need to something over. We'll come back and collect some of the stone later, but this way we don't have to make as many trips over to portal to drop the stone off. We can do that later. Because there's enough here that we need. We have a stone quarters bay that yes, we can show it at another time. It's basically 2 stone generators that push stone walls to the middle. Each wall is roughly it's like 10 by 10 or 10 by 11, something like that. And then that pushes it to the middle. And then there's a observer in the middle that triggers the stone creator to turn off. So when it's done, it's basically 1,000 blocks, 10 by 10 by give or take. But the thing is, it takes probably about 10 minutes to complete. And since we need to clear out a lot of Haven's End, or well, a lot of stone here and under the garden temple, we'll bring that out in Haven's End, and then if we need extra, either come up with another build or we make a few more rounds here. And yeah, part of the, we'll see a few odd things like this here, and then in Overmorrow. And we're gonna keep this. It's part of why we wouldn't want to build north. So we want to keep as much of the odd generation that occurs. Like some of the old school things of kind of floating islands and artifacts that are different. About 10 more levels to go. And we've done a little bit underneath us. Levels there. So between 8 and 10 levels. Oh, so we have this part here come down. I think this is where we did underneath. But we're making good progress. Another. Oh, yeah. Yeah. How's it going? Working on any Minecraft projects? Thank you for the follow, by the way. But I hit a ding some. It's down. I'll get it all down to. Well, it all has to come down. Try to be. Bring it down in sections and then. Done in more time. Yeah, maybe a month. Yeah, we'll take a look at Twitter once we're done with stream. And reminder, I guess it. Oh yeah, Nightbot did it. Yeah, on Twitch, they TikTok, but link br.e/Minecraft. We're on Blue Sky, Pinterest, and our TikTok and our other little projects. We have a link to Discord, Patreon. Eventually, do a Discord. Trying to one step at a time. Want to see any more of what we're projects. So you can find something appeal to and have a feel for enjoyable. Which is, yeah, what we've been thinking of, how to press the value add that we're gods building elements, both the public version of GitLab and a fantasy build the fantasy, having some able to take this be take this little blob here, write down the axis, and then we're right at time now, so out and then phantoms. Here to count at some point. Light some because we're to the when we got here we were gonna That's part of our. So yeah, we have a new animated look that we've been that made. But we can't quite make it up to. But what we what is something in bad? Anyway, let's go. View of Overmorrow for our closing. Right. Okay, so we won't fly. We'll scaffolding. So thank you for joining day 443 of The Journey Begins. We'll see you next weekend. Journey continues. You can check us out on Linktree, so tr.ee/mindtripmedia. You can find VODs for this, our gaming channel, our mostly Lego channel on YouTube, as well as Blue Sky, Pinterest, TikTok, and other initiatives there. So if any of those interest you, feel free to check those out. And yeah, again, we'll see you next weekend when the journey continues. And we'll end with our panorama of Overmorrow.